Good evening, ladies and gents, and welcome to another Q8 pilot stream. Welcome all of you guys here in chat this evening. Pandy, welcome aboard. Ryan Oliveira, thank you very much for your support. Joining the channel as a Captain Sync Crash Flyer 297, been enjoying all your beautiful screenshots on the Q8 Pilot Discord. Good evening to you, my friend. Mr. Sager, welcome aboard. Asim, welcome. Gold, welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys here. Hello, Jesse. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us again this evening. And we have Burger Pops. Welcome aboard. V Skycheck. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you with us during this stream. Peter, welcome aboard. And Sven, it's been quite a while. How are you doing, my friend? Today, ladies and gents, we are going to be taking a look at an aircraft that has been developed about 10 years ago and has received only compatibility update and some fixes, just minor fixes here and there throughout the last 10 years, no other than the Flight Factor A350. Incidentally, we've just streamed the Inabuilds A350, and a lot of you guys were asking how does it compare to the A350. Now, we cannot really compare the two aircraft, one just being fresh out of the hangar and one that's been developed 10 years ago, but what I'd like to provide to you guys during this stream, hopefully deliver to you a proper insight into this aircraft and whether it is still worth its money. Should you invest in this aircraft, and does it really hold up the test of time the last 10 years? Does it really hold up, and is it still considered one of the advanced add-ons for XP12? So, without further ado, let's get started. The first thing you'll notice is that the exterior modeling of this aircraft is done very, very well. It's done to a very high standard, and the aircraft looks very authentic. It looks pretty much like the A350, so in terms of authenticity, I think it still is a very authentic aircraft and very much representative of its real-world counterpart. The amount of detail on the aircraft's exterior model is quite sufficient in my view. While there are some issues here and there, nothing major, and you can still enjoy the high fidelity texturing and graphics work by Flight Factor on this 3D model. So let's hop into the cockpit real quick here, and let's examine the 3D cockpit. Now, there is a ticking noise that we will have to kind of adjust to listening throughout the stream. I'm not sure what this ticking noise is. If anyone does know, please do let me know. But this ticking noise is going to accompany us for the remainder of the flight today. Hopefully, we'll figure out how to stop it, but it's just going to be there. I hope you guys can't hear it, but I can. And this is the 3D cockpit of the Flight Factor A350. Of course, it has received several updates in terms of the textures, and in all honesty, these textures don't look bad. They're not the highest fidelity, but they are not bad. For an aircraft that's, been developed like 10 years ago, this is actually pretty good. The overhead panel looks, pretty decent. There are some details there on the overhead panel there. The overall ambience in the cockpit is very nice. You can see there the seats, the stick. Again, not the highest fidelity possible, and it could definitely use another update, maybe better textures for the aircraft. But overall, it's actually not bad. So you can actually enjoy flying this aircraft and having an immersive experience while flying it. The aircraft is, of course, also equipped with a fully modeled passenger cabin. We can just go right here through the door, and you can see here KLM, and you can see the passenger cabin, which, by the way, isn't bad. It's not the highest fidelity. It's not, the sharp textures that, we see, for example, in the Inabuilds, but it's, it's decent. It's representative of what you see in the real aircraft. You've got the different classes there. You've got your bar. Again, I think this might be the introductory Airbus A350 when it first came out. I think this is part of the demonstration that they've had as this mini bar in this nice sitting area here. And of course, you have the premium economy there, and then the economy in the back of the aircraft. Again, not very, not very crisp, not very sharp textures there is in the passenger cabin. So really not the highest fidelity that we expect, for an add-on that costs as much as this A350. But what I'm really concerned about is the aircraft systems and its flight model and the overall performance while we fly the aircraft. If we look here at the central pedestal area, again, not bad in terms of the texturing. Some really nice details there. I need to adjust my my joystick here real quick. So let me do that. There we go. Yeah, I mean, it's okay. Some parts are nicer than others. I know that this texture set was developed. It's the most recent thing about the aircraft is the texture set here. So overall, it does look very much like the A350. It's quite nice, sharp in some areas, not so well in others, but overall an acceptable 3D cockpit that will not break the immersion for you when you fly this aircraft. So let us go ahead and start setting up. I think it's the B2 volume control Q8, is it? So what do I do with it? Let's see. Maybe I can adjust that. I don't know. All right. So anyway, we can disable these script and see if that works. But anyway, let's go ahead and set things up. So the first thing we're going to do, we are going to come here to the overhead panel, and we are going to turn on battery 1, emergency bat 1, emergency bat 2, and battery 2. Let's go ahead and turn on the rest of the buttons here. Generators, bus tie, generators here, packs, set the airflow to normal, and we'll select all of these as well here. We're going to go to the cabin pressure and cabin altitude modes and set both to auto. Next, we're going to come here to the passenger crew supply, turn that on, and we also need to turn all of these guys on. So let's do that real quick. We'll set the ADDONS to nav. And let's turn on the vents here. Fuel pumps are on. Again, no whites. That's what you want to make sure, that you have no whites. Let's make sure the engineer panel, is that on? Yes, that's on. Okay, perfect. Next, let's go ahead and very quickly and connect the ground power unit. So we're going to come here and set this to touch screen because it's going to drive me crazy. Let's do touch screen. There we go. All right, you can use it as the pop-up, but I prefer the touch screen. So let's do that. Okay, so next we're going to go to the ground services, and we're going to connect the ground power unit for the left and right, and then we're going to turn on both external units. There we go. I hope we'll soon see use on the A350 and tools projects. Likewise, all the OHP buttons clickable. Yes, they are. Yes, it is a work in progress. Everyone remember that this aircraft was initially released before the actual A350. Yes. System flight model far superior to the Airbus, in my opinion. I agree there with you, and that is what I'd like to demonstrate to you guys. The flight model on this aircraft, the implementation of the fly-by-wire is superb, and it flies a whole lot better than the Airbus aircraft, considering the fact that this aircraft was developed 10 years ago. It goes a lot to say about what X-Plane can offer us today. So there is, of course, the checklist here that you can go, a fully interactive checklist that you can go through this, but I'm just going to go ahead and do it my way, guys, just in the interest of time. Okay, so we have all external power now turned on, and with that, we are going to come here to the aircraft. So let's go to airplane. First, let's go to ground. Let's go to the doors and hatches, and we'll say load config, and that will open the necessary doors, and then auto config as well for the stairs, passenger bus, fuel truck, and the luggage loader, so that we can load the aircraft. Perfect. Next, we're going to go to airplane. We are going to go to a middle preset here, and we're going to say implement. And next we're going to go to the fuel, and we're also going to select middle, actually light. I think that's more than enough for our flight today. So let's go ahead and 6%. Yeah, I think that's fine. Let's say implement that. All right, so passenger cargo and fuel are now loaded into the aircraft. Perfect. Next up, we are going to start setting up the MCDU. So we are going to go and zoom in here. And this aircraft, by the way, has full integration with SimBrief. So to set this up, just in case you haven't done this before, if you go to options, there is SimBrief ID here that you can input, and once you do that, it will automatically fetch your SimBrief flight plan. There is a host of options here that we've gone through these in the past. So today we're just going to go to the now that guy is going to upset me. So let me turn these on. I've noticed that the lights don't stay on, so I'm not sure why, but let's go ahead and turn on these systems. And we are going to turn on the intercom. All right, let's turn these on. There we go. And we'll turn up the volume. Okay. And now we can click here. They're unhappy about the dark. Okay. Now this guy is going to eventually get on my nerves, and I will have to execute him. But yeah, for the time being, I think we're good. All right, let's go to the flight plan. Actually, let's go to init. Now, one thing you will really appreciate in this 10-year-old aircraft is that the amount of system simulation and the fidelity of it is actually very, very good for its time. Considering how old this aircraft is, it's actually very, very good. Is this version 1.7.4 or greater? Yeah, this is the latest version of the A350. Hello, Gore. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you. Pancher's lights are on and the temperature is clear. Yeah, let's do that because now he's going to start complaining. So let's do that, and let's do that here, and voila. Okay, so we're going to go first to the company flight plan request, flight plan data link in progress. And today, folks, we are going to be flying from Charles de Gaulle to Schiphol in the Netherlands. So we have the flight plan here, and cruise level is 28,000 feet. I think I might have clicked it again. So we'll just, all right. So we are KLM 1412. This is a real world 738 flight by KLM from Charles de Gaulle to Schiphol. As cost index is 67, and next we're going to go to the departure. The departure today is going to, let's go to Navigraph charts, the brilliant Swiss knife of the flight simulation industry. 09 right is the departure runway, so 09 right, and the SID is the norm 6 kilo. Norm 6 kilo. All right, let's go and select that. Norm 6 kilo. That's the one. Transition is none. Insert and insert. And now we have the departure information into the FMC. And now we have all the, we can go direct to our destination, which is Schiphol, and select 18 right for the arrival. So where is 18? That's 18 left, 18 center, and 18 right. There we go, 18 right. The approach is the ILS, 18 right, via. Do we have a via? Let's take a quick look here. Runway 18 right. And we want the ILS. There we go. And let's take a quick look here. What do we have here? Let's see. We have Deep Brew. So we can select that one. So let's go ahead and select Deep Brew. And then the star would be the Dino 3 Alpha. Dino 3 Alpha, and transition is none. Insert and insert. Perfect. Let's make sure we have no discontinuities. So let me click here, and we're going to cycle through the flight plan. And looks like there is one discontinuity here. So we are going to go ahead and delete that and insert. And then continue here to the rest of the flight plan. DNOT, Deep-Brew, and EHAM. Okay. Let's just make sure things are okay. Right. So everything here looks good in terms of the flight plan. Brilliant. We can put this away. And next, we can actually switch this to flight plan. And preview the flight plan real quick. Again here, just to make sure all is good. That looks good. And there we go. That's the turn and landing runway 18 right at Schiphol. Perfect. We'll put this back on arc, and time to start the APU. So APU master is on, and let's go here and start. There we go. Let's turn on the non-smoking and fasten seatbelt sign. Arm the emergency lights. Nav lights on. Strobe to auto. And we're good here. Okay. So next we are going to... Let's put this on flight plan. Let's see here. All right. That's the beginning of our flight plan. All right. LFPG. All right. 09 right. Perfect. Next, we are going to go to surveillance. Okay, so let's go to surveillance controls. We're going to turn on the weather system, turbulence, and everything else here. We're going to turn on the TAWS systems on. And next, we are going to set the transponder on auto. We'll leave this on standby for the time being. And let's go ahead and set our altimeters. So the current weather here at Charles de Gaulle Airport is, let's go to the METAR, is 1004. All right. So 1004 is now set. And let's set it on the first officer's side as well. Perfect. All right. Perfect. Hello there, Alex. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us this evening. Hello, Roy. Welcome. Thanks for the support. Altitude X. Hello. How is it much worse than Any Builds one? Actually, in some areas, it's better than the Any Builds. Especially there, it's the flight model. It's far, far better. Mr. Talal El Hadri, welcome aboard. You're using the Mango Studio. Yes, sir. I'm using the Mango Studio sound pack. That annoying clicking when I fly this bird. I don't know why I'm getting it, but it's very annoying. Ali Al-Ghadir, welcome aboard. Glad to have you. I'm doing very well. This is the latest version of the Flight Factor for X-Plane. Good afternoon, Flyby. Okay, so everything here is set up, and now we can go back to... By the way, everything here, FCU backup, so you have your auto-flight backup system fully functional and fully modeled in this version of the aircraft, which is, again, very, very cool. All right, so that's the active flight plan here, and now we can do the performance. So for the performance, we are going to go to perf, and now we can enter the information here. Actually, before we do that, let's go to init, let's go to fuel. All right, so it has already the fuel set up from the SimBrief plan, so perf data uplink, everything is already set up for us, so we're good there. And we can now go to the departure. Let's go to takeoff performance, and we're going to change this to flaps 1. And we have the data here, so 170, everything here is set up already for us. So let's go ahead and 170.5. Perf calculator. Okay, we're just going to put 0 and 0. And for flap setting 1, And it says that it's out of range. Ah, there we go. All right, perfect. So 136, 136, 139. So 136, come on, 136, 136, and 139. Right, flaps 1, everything here is set up. And we want to set our trim. So the takeoff trim is 31. So let's see. All right, so let's bring this back to 21. All right, and that is now, let's see, 21. All right, 21 is set, and everything is good here. Perfect. All right, anti-skid can go on, and let's set up the glare shield now. We're going to turn on the constraints. We are going to set the altitude to our maximum, or the cruise altitude of 28,000 feet. Very short flight today to Schiphol. All right, 28,000 is set. And we are pretty much ready to go. Let's check on our, all right, APU bleed can go on. And we can now turn off APU generator is on. And we can turn off the external power. Excellent. And we can go now and close all the doors and get the aircraft ready for push and start. So, what binding do you have for the trim? I've set up a couple of switches on my yoke. So there are two switches next to each other on my Thrustmaster yoke. And if you do them separately, if I do the X up and down, it's the trim. If you do the X and the Y together up and down, that's the trim up and down. If you use them separately, then they do separate things. So let's go to ground services. We're going to go to the doors, say close all, and we're going to go to the ground equipment, and we're going to say remove the stairs, remove the passenger bus, and everything else. And now we are pretty much ready to go. Okay, perfect. One thing I'd like to have for this flight, especially at Schiphol, is lossless scaling. I think we're going to need it over when we reach our destination. So we'll go ahead and turn it on now and take advantage of the enormous performance gains that it brings to X-Plane. Again, very, very nice and, you know, very smooth experience with lossless scaling. We are pretty much ready now, guys. So we are going to turn on our beacon lights on. And we only now need to, we need to remove the ground power. There we go. Ground power is now disconnected, and we're just waiting for the alignment. We can force the alignment by going to the init page. We're going to go to IRS and say align IRS, and it will align on the current position. And now we have full alignment, and we are ready now for push and start. All right. So everything is now ready. Saying that the flight model of this is better than the Innibuilds is very subjective when it comes to system depth. This version is far as the Innies. Well, Diego, quite honestly, the flight model of the Innibuilds aircraft is flying paper. It's just like flying paper. I mean, the aircraft, if you move your yoke just, you know, a milli inch to the left or to the right, you'll see the aircraft just rolling like crazy. This one, the implementation of the fly-by-wire on this aircraft is far, far better. And it's not subjective. Just fly the aircraft and you'll know exactly what I'm saying. I don't think anyone who knows anything about airplanes will tell you that the Innibuilds flies better than this A350. So yeah, this one flies very, very well. And you will see that once we take off, once we land, once you roll, once you turn, it feels like an aircraft with those really long wings. It feels really like flying an Airbus. Just by flying so many Airbuses over the years in the sim, this one seems to have a far more accurate flight model and a better implementation of the fly-by-wire than the Innibuilds aircraft. And that's for sure. Okay, so we have, let me set the altimeter here to 1004 as well. 1004, and there we go. All right, we are good here. Let's go to flight plan, and we'll leave this here, and everything else is good. All right, perfect. Let's go ahead and push. Better pushback, start push.
Run to cockpit, please show me where you want to go. Run to cockpit, tow is driving up.
I really like the cockpit. I mean, it looks pretty good for, you know, considering how old this aircraft is. It actually looks really, really good. Yeah. All right, here we go. Definitely, exterior model is superb. Looks really, really nice. And I really like the KLM livery on the A350. Looks really, really good. But FF is always worth the money, in my humble opinion. Yes, Alex, I would have to agree. Unrealistic, but very convenient to be able to use the Wing MCDU with this one.
Okay,
yeah.
All doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
All right, we're ready to connect. And here are some views that I've set up also for the flight today. So here is an engine view for you guys. Now, I'm not sure about this curvature, that it's accurate. But yeah, it kind of looks a little bit overdone. But maybe I'm mistaken. Yeah, texturing could use work again on this aircraft. It's not the best. The actual modeling is quite nice, but the texturing definitely needs some work. I do like the cockpit, though. It's, again, nothing like the Inibuild's aircraft, but still, considering how old this aircraft is, I think Flight Factor has done a really good job. And I believe Emma Bentley, the livery maker, is the one that has worked on the textures of this aircraft. All right, let's release the parking brake and let's be on our way. Let's make sure we lock the cockpit door. All right, cockpit door is locked and parking brake released.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
And we have clearance to start our engines, so we are going to come here to the engine start switch and move it to ignition start. And let's start with engine number 1. There we go, engine number 1 coming up. Right, we have a good start on engine number 1. Brilliant. I bet anything Flight Factor and Toll Safety will blow the INI. I would think so, yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and start engine number 2. All right, and the second engine number 2 is now coming up. Excellent.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
All right, and parking brake is set.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
If you guys are enjoying the stream, I would very much be grateful if you could hit that thumbs button up for me. It really does help the channel. If you can get us to 100 likes today, I'll be very grateful. Thank you guys, appreciate the support. All right, so we have a good start on both engines, and let's go ahead and disconnect the tow, and we can now turn off the engine mode selector back to norm, and we are going to come over to the overhead panel. Let's turn on the heater and all that good stuff here, and we can turn off the APU bleed and turn off the APU master and the start. Everything else here is good.
And bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal of the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All right, thank you for your service. And we have the taxi lights on. All right, so next we are going to arm the rejected takeoff is arm. We're going to arm the speed brakes, and we're going to set flaps 1 for departure. All right, flaps 1. Again, nice sounds there with the Mango Studio sound pack. Thank you very much, Alex. All right, we are ready to go, folks, and everything is set up. So we're going to release the parking brake. And there we go, parking brake released. We have auto brake, speed armed, RTO, speed brake armed. Okay, perfect. Let's go ahead here and just notify.
I have nothing to say, sir.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad that you have nothing to say, because when you do, you whine too much. All right, here we go, folks. All right, config test is checked. All right. Very nice scenery by Thai models there of Charles de Gaulle Airport. I always like to fly from this airport. And our destination airport, Schiphol, is that of Flight Tampa. It is a very nice rendition of Schiphol, but in my opinion, probably the worst work by Flight Tampa. But it's definitely better than the default airport. So here we go. All right. We'll ease off there on the throttles. The wing flex isn't done very well, in my view. It's on this Flight Factor aircraft. But it's better than not having anything. I mean, the wings, I don't think the wings do that, but yeah, there you have it. Let's not get too carried away with those views. Right, we'll slow the aircraft down a little bit here and make the turn, head over to runway 09 right. All right. He'll want the safety demonstration next if you want to avoid that interruption. I think you're right. So here's what we're going to do. The chief flight attendant has been killed. Yeah. So yeah, I always do that. I wish Flight Factor would just remove that. It's just so annoying. I remember when I first purchased this aircraft back in the day. It just always made me laugh. But yeah, it gets old pretty quickly. All right, landing lights on. The nose light to takeoff. Runway takeoff lights on. Strobe lights are on. And everything is ready. Cabin crew seats for takeoff, please. All right. 09 right. Pretty nice looking aircraft, I have to say. All right, let's start the clock. We'll have the weather on the captain's side and terrain on the first officer's side. There we go, terrain there. All right. Lining up. Engines are stable. We're not getting the flex, but that's okay. V1, rotate. Yes, that feels really, really cool. And the fly-by-wire implementation on this aircraft is so well done. Right, landing gear going up. And here is a nice look at the departure from the wing view. Right. Let's lift the nose here a little bit. We'll go to about 15 degrees pitch. Right. And thrust climb is set. Autopilot 1 engaged. Let's retract the flaps. All right, and we'll increase the range here to 40 nautical miles. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet. So far, so good. Right, and Barrow standard on both sides. So, what do you guys think so far? I think it's pretty cool. I think considering the age of this aircraft, it still holds up. And it has really survived the test of time. It really works as it should. It still looks good. It flies really well. The fly-by-wire is just so well. Very well developed on the all Airbus Flight Factor aircraft. Their A320, their A350, it's done really well. I really like the work by Flight Factor. A very good developer, really, in Yeah, I mean, it's dated. The texturing, everything is dated in this aircraft, by the way, including the systems. But very, very enjoyable. I think this is a clicking sound in the background. It might be. There, yeah, Ali, yes, there is a clicking sound in the background. I'm not sure why. I really can't do anything with it. I've tried. Love it, but nearly a year, and VNAV still in beta. But VNAV actually works very well. MV in most situations, you will never have any problems with VNAV. I've done several streams now with the 777, and we've had no issues. The VNAV and LNAV calculations are very well done. Has been updated a lot of times in the last 1.5. Yes, it's very much under active development. There are always updates when I go there to check for updates. So, yeah. Yeah, this aircraft actually looks pretty good. Yeah. I mean, yeah, everything is dated. Systems are dated, probably. This clicking sound is just driving me crazy, but there's nothing really I can do about it. I really am not sure what's causing it, but yeah. Right, we're going to 28,000 feet. Again, a very short flight today. Just really, I wanted to show you guys this aircraft. If anyone is on the fence about getting the aircraft, hopefully this stream will provide you with sufficient insight to decide whether this is something that you want to invest in or not. Now, be aware that if you decide to purchase this aircraft, the amount of updates will be minimal, and as the team over at Flight Factor, along with Cholis, are working on a version 2 of the A350. So don't expect any updates on this aircraft. But if you're really itching and you really want an A350 for X-Plane, then this is your only option. And in all honesty, it's not a bad option. It's not bad. It's not. Very, very enjoyable aircraft to fly. The best airline at the moment for X-Plane is the 777. That's my personal opinion. The Cholis A321 is also very good. Second place. Roy, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. I still believe that the Hot Start Challenger 650 is by far the very best add-on for flight sim in terms of the depth of simulation, the sounds, the fidelity, and maybe the 777 comes second in X-Plane. And those two are very complex and very in-depth aircraft. So yeah, X-Plane offers, I think, the highest fidelity possible. While in the GA department, I think there are a lot of excellent aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim, including the one by Black Square. Black Square has really established a name for themselves for creating extremely realistic and very highly detailed aircraft or add-ons for Microsoft Flight Sim. If Cholis NFF is working on a new A350, how can it be? No, it cannot be bad. It has to be really, really good. How are you, David? Flying right now PA-24 of the A2A simulations in N2020. That is an amazing general aviation aircraft. Probably one of the best pipers for flight sim is the A2A. Piper Cherokee. Why does those sound so loud? Let me see if I can bring those sounds back a little bit. Nope. No, we can't. Okay. The OnStar is very good as well, but it's a business jet. I was pointing through the... Oh, yeah, airliners. If we're talking about airliners, the 777, without a doubt, is awarded the very first spot number 1. It is an amazing aircraft, and the depth of simulation and the features of the aircraft are just second to none. It's a very well developed aircraft. Hello, my friend Louis from Brazil. Welcome aboard. Work needs to be paid. Updated discounts are very nice. Thing a dev can do, but all their work should be paid so they can keep making planes for us. Alex, I agree with you 100%. I agree with you there 100%. And we have to support the developers as well. So, you know, sometimes it's some developers, you know, this is their bread and butter. This is what they do full time. So we got to be, you know, sensitive to that. If they are doing an update, you know, a version 2 of an aircraft, then, you know, they are definitely putting some work into it, some really, you know, hard work into updating their aircraft. So it's okay for them to ask for, you know, a small fee for their effort and to pay the bills. So that is completely understood. When they do it for free, then, you know, we gotta praise it for sure. I wish they would make the screen on the right-hand side usable. Yeah. There we go. Now we can get the contrails. Very, very nice. Lovely looking wing view here. All right, we are now at our cruise altitude, 28,000 feet, and top of descent is not far from where we are right now. So again, this is a very short flight. So let's go ahead and set up for our arrival. We're going to come here to perf. We're going to go to approach, and we're going to bring up our excellent Navigraph charts. We're going to go to, let's see, EHAM or Schiphol. And we're going to go to the weather and 110.12. Oh, looks like we're going to have a bit of a rough approach into, all right, so mag winds is 110.12. So that's 110 and 12. The QNH is 1008. And by the way, you could use the keyboard to key in this information. What was the outside temperature? 19 is the outside temperature. 19. And what else do we need here? We need the... All right, so let's go to 19 right. Let's take a look here. All right. Let's see. Okay, so radial altimeter is 100. And voila, everything's done. We have all our speeds there, and we have the arrival information into Schiphol, and everything is looking good. Excellent. We should begin the descent shortly. It looks like we do have some clouds. The clouds are looking actually pretty nice today. I don't know, but there is something strange on these sharklet designs. Yes, Roy, I've said the same thing. I felt that they were a little bit overdone. The curvature on the curvature at the tip of the wing, it doesn't look like it's correctly modeled. So yeah, I hear you there. I don't know what that's constant clicking sound in the cockpit. I am very aware of it, and I'll tell you guys it's driving me crazy. But I really am not sure. It looks like maybe one of the buttons is bound to something on my controls. And it has some noise that, you know, keeps this sound coming. So it is very annoying, I have to say. Yeah, I know. Thank you guys for bearing with me. But yeah, it is a very annoying sound. Did we forget our lights? We sure did. Right, let's turn these off. Alright, now we can go outside. There we go. Wow. Alrighty, 28,000. Now we can see the top of descent right there. Now one thing I noticed is if we go to perf and to cruise, this is always stuck on 86 nautical miles, and I'm not sure why. But that seems, excuse me, that seems to be a bug that needs fixing. But nonetheless, we do have the top of descent mark here on the flight plan, so we can descend once we are there, and we're going to descend to, I believe, 2,000 feet is the platform altitude. Yep, 2,000 feet. So let's go ahead and do that now. I think we are. Let's see here. We are about 20 nautical miles now from the top of descent point. So we're going to set the MCP altitude to 2,000 feet. And there we go. 2,000 is set. 1019er is the altimeter. Transition altitude is 5,000 feet at Schiphol. Hey, my friend Nebula, thank you very, very much for your $4.99 super chat. Thank you very, very much. Really appreciate that, my friend. Not sure why it hasn't done the ding dong that it normally does. But thank you very, very much for your $4.99 super chat. And the message reads, thanks for all your excellent videos.
Thanks for all of your excellent videos.
Oh, there we go. There is a lag. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I really, really appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you. I am too, Roy. I really am looking forward for this next X-Plane 12.2.0 update. Brings very promising updates and things that we have been looking for and waiting for in X-Plane for the longest time now. So really, really looking forward to it. And the roadmap published by Laminar really leaves us all very excited and very motivated. Definitely X-Plane is on the path and has a very promising path ahead. So I'm quite excited to see the new updates. It doesn't seem like the guys over at Laminar stop, innovating and stop working. And so I'm quite happy about all these changes. By the way, all these buttons here are fully modeled. You can see here the hydraulics, the air conditioning system, the pressure, you know, the flight controls. All right, we are at top of descent. Let's go ahead and descend, and then I'll show you the pages. Nav descent. All right, so let's come over here. All right, so if we go, let's see if we can do it this way. Can we pop these out? Maybe not. All right, so again, you can go to the engine page, the door page, wheel. All these pages are fully modeled with the proper data displayed here. Again, for an aircraft that is 10 years old, when this aircraft was released, it was probably one of the best. Majid Omar, welcome aboard. That clicky sound for me was a key bind on the yoke that is constantly pressing itself. Disable it and sound gone for me. All right, do you know which one? If you can tell me which one, I'd be grateful, because it is just annoying. Let's see here. Let's go to let's go to the yoke here. Let's see, yoke. Let's see. I don't have anything here. Don't have anything. It's that. Yeah. I don't know. It is definitely something bound to a button or something. There is no competition. All current sims have a very different type of simmer and their target audience, for sure. Absolutely. So they don't really compete. Yeah, that I agree with. Yes, it is true that Flight Factor and Tolos are working on an A350. Are you using yoke on Airbus? Yes, I am. All right, we've begun the descent, ladies and gents, and we are at 24,000 for 2,000, and we're not too far now from Schiphol. We're going to turn on the landing system and vertical velocity. So those are turned on. We can see here the displays ILS 18 right. I'm going to, just to make sure that we don't, so the localizer frequency here is 110.1. All right, ILS 110. You don't need to do this, but 110.10. And the approach course is 182. 182. Now with the Airbus, this is automatically picked up. So, and you will be able to see it if you go to... let's see here. Let's go to surveillance, status and switches, perf. Let's see. Where do I want to go? Nav IDs. There we go. So we have the 110.10 right here. And we have the landing system, so the ident is VPB, and the approach course and the frequency has already been set automatically. So it is picked up in Airbus automatically. You can see again the vertical profile here, or the descent climb is shown here, and it's quite accurate. The displays are done quite nicely. All right. Looks like the weather is pleasant over at Schiphol. We do just have some crosswind there, without a doubt. I did not put TA2. I probably didn't. So we can come here to surveillance, and we'll put it on TARA. There you go. Thanks for that. Again, all of these are operational, so the pad here is operational, and so is the pad on the first officer's side. Yeah. Right, we've been flying for 28 minutes, already descending towards Schiphol. Again, very short flight today. just to kind of showcase the A350 to you guys and provide you with sufficient insight to decide whether this is something that you want to invest in or not. Tad windy. Okay, the weather in the Netherlands is great today. A tad windy. All right, thanks, Alex. Well, Alex, you're there, so the island you see is the province of Zeeland. Ah, I see. Always a pleasure to have you, Alex, with us. And when we fly into the Netherlands, then you are our guide. So I'm very glad to that you're able to make it this evening. And thanks for all the help, my friend. Appreciate it. All right. We are at 18,000 feet and not much longer before we land into Schiphol. Over here in the south of the Netherlands, the temps reach 24 degrees. Well, that's actually pretty good. I mean, that's not bad. Well, that's a really nice comment from one of you guys on one of my videos saying, haven't commented directly for years. You're still my favorite to learn from in the sim world, and you showed me how to start this baby up. I nearly gave up. Wow. Well, thank you for this nice message. My friend Charles commenting on one of my videos. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that, and I am very happy that I am still helpful to a lot of you guys in this community. (24°C) for this time of year is amazing. So normally, Alex, what is the temperature like in the Netherlands? I know my brother was in the Netherlands a couple of years back, and he told me that in the summer it actually gets pretty hot. Not as hot as Kuwait, where, you know, the temperatures reach 55, 56 Celsius sometimes. I mean, literally, you can cook an egg on the street. Just by breaking an egg on the street, it'll cook in a matter of, you know, minutes. But what is it like? 8 to 14. Ooh, really? This time, 8 to 14. Yeah, I see. Well, in Kuwait, it's about 24, 25 to 20. So the low today is 20. And, but the summer in Kuwait is just unbearingly hot. Very, very hot. All right. All right, 14,000. We're almost there now, folks. I have currently 5 Celsius here. Oof, wow. We had snow here. We had snow where I lived 9 days ago. Oh, really? Wow. It's that cold, huh? The one who commented on the video, that is 100% right. Learned a lot during my subscription of your channel. Oh, thank you very much, Roy. I really appreciate that. Appreciate your kind words and your support. I look forward to your videos, QA. They are helpful, especially when trying to program the FMC of a liner. Well, thank you, Stefanos. I'm glad that you guys find this channel beneficial, and I will continue to provide you guys with everything that I know, everything that I come across. I will share with you guys everything that I can learn on my own. Definitely sharing is something that I cherish, and it's the it is really the building block of the Q8 Pilot channel, and the motto of the channel is you know, sharing the knowledge. So that is what I love doing, And you guys, all of the channel supporters, followers, and friends make it worthwhile for me to be here, because I learn from you guys a lot as well. But above all, I enjoy and cherish the friendships that I have created over the years being a content creator, let alone the immense amount of knowledge that I've gained. So, yeah, you guys make it worthwhile, and I just love it when you guys are here on, on chat and interacting and, telling me about, what's going on in your parts of the world. It's just a lot of fun, and I thank you all for it. All right, so we are at 10,000 feet, landing lights coming on, nose lights to take off. Runway turn-off lights will turn on, and fasten seatbelt and non-smoking signs are both on. We are exactly since we've departed, it's been exactly 29 minutes, and we are now at 10,000 feet. You can see the speed is now dropping, and we should be in Schiphol in no time. There is only one restriction ahead. All right, 40, that's fine. Very nice looking wing view here. As we approach the Netherlands. Hello, HD Sim. Welcome aboard. This is one of my favorite views. Let me show you here. There we go. That is just, wow. Looks pretty good, huh? All right, so here is runway 18 right, our arrival runway today. And we should be there shortly. Here, let's take a look. Yeah, that's 18 right, so straight into 18 right. It should also give us a nice look at the airport before we land. Looks like here is again, the descent point here shown on the display. I wish that clicking noise, I just know which button is causing it. I don't know what I've done here. I've done something. I've clicked something. I'm not sure what I've clicked. Hopefully nothing too serious. I've messed something up. Alright, does this have a HUD? It does. Does it work? It doesn't look like it works. But it's just modeled there for... it's just modeled visually. But doesn't really do anything. So we're fine here. Okay. So we're going to make a turn here and then land. We are approximately 26 nautical miles from Schiphol. And we should begin the descent right after the mark here. Comment peeps, one more like. Thank you very much there, Alex. Appreciate it, my friend. And this aircraft's cockpit doesn't look too dark like all the others, so something is done right here in terms of the texturing. Again, it's not the best. It could use a lot of work, but it's actually pretty decent. Definitely very representative of the A350 cockpit. Does taxi camera work in the aircraft? You know what? I think it does. Taxi camera, you know, maybe it doesn't. I really don't know. But we'll check once we land. Hey, Alex has done it again, ladies and gents. 5 gifted Q8 pilot memberships. Thank you so much, Alex, for your generosity, my friend. You're just one of a kind. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Guys, please make sure you say thank you if you've received a gifted membership from Alex. Thank you so much, Alex. And thank you guys for the 100 likes. I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you very much, Alex. That's very, very, very kind of you and very generous of you. Thank you. All right. We are now at 900,000 for 2,000, 7,000 feet to go. And we are looking good. The weather is quite nice and pleasant here in the Netherlands. The clouds are clear. We do have some crosswind. Here, let's take a quick look at the weather before our arrival. If we look here at Schiphol, we have 09 knot wind, cloud and visibility okay, 18 QNH 1008. No significant change in the next couple of hours. So we're looking good. It should be a straightforward arrival into Schiphol. And things are looking good. All right. The Mango sound pack, Mango Studio sound pack that is not the best, but it's better than the default sounds of the A350. So, yeah, they could do a better job, but it's not bad. I wish they give at least a discount on the version 2 if you already own the A350. I very much doubt that, just knowing that the new aircraft is going to be an aircraft developed from scratch, so I don't think that you'll get any discounts for it. All right, let's go ahead and switch the range to 20 nautical miles now. As you can see here, we are getting close. We can see all the restrictions there as well. There, I think that's a better look here for you guys. So we can see the speeds decreasing here to 20, to 20, and then this is the arrival runway. So we're almost there now. 36 minutes into our flight. And the airport is to our right now. In fact, if I go to this side, I think we might be able to see the airport. Yep, that's Schiphol there for you. Right there, that's the airport. Very cool. And we can see here the runways as well. A good attempt from Flight Tampa on the rendition of Schiphol for XP12, though I feel that this is probably their lowest quality airport, lowest quality work to date was what they've done with Schiphol. Flight Tampa creates amazing scenery for X-Plane and for Microsoft Flight Sim, but this one, the Schiphol scenery is really not up to the usual standard from Flight Tampa. The best A350 for me. Hey, David, welcome, my friend. That is an X-Plane 10 plane. That is correct, yes. And it has continually received compatibility updates just to make it compatible with X-Plane 11 and then again to make it compatible with X-Plane 12. So the guys over at Flight Factor made sure that the airplane is compatible and that's it. They haven't really brought in any additional features to it with the exception of, actually I'll take that back. They did introduce the SIDS and STARS, and then they introduced the SimBrief integration. So there has been some improvements to the aircraft, but definitely not much considering how long it's been since its original release into the market. Yeah. Tools and Flight Factor new A350, absolutely. Yes. Once again, Alex, thank you very much for the support. I really, really do appreciate it. That's very, very kind of you. And don't forget about the community made the AviTab integration. Yes, the community has done great effort. All right, Barrow to standard. There we go. And the altimeter is 1009, I believe. So let's go to 1009. We'll double check that. 1008. All right. We'll do that here, and we'll do that there. All right, there we go. Altimeter is set. And we are now looking good. Almost there. Let's go to 10 nautical miles range. Alrighty. 2,000 feet to go for our platform altitude. So let's go ahead and arm the speed brake. Speed brake is armed. And rejected takeoff will not work now, so we'll wait. All right, here we go. All right, here is the turn towards Schiphol. Approach is activated. Speed check, flaps 1. Localizer captured. Looking good. We're almost there, and my favorite part in this A350 is hand flying it, because the fly-by-wire implementation is done very well, and the flight model really feels like you know, an aircraft with those really large wings. In terms of the wingspan is quite large for the A350. And so you get that feeling of an aircraft that has really very long wings with a long wingspan. So so definitely in terms of the flight model, if this aircraft is not accurate, it's okay, but I think it's far more accurate than the Inibilt's A350 without a doubt. All right, we are looking good here, and speed check, flaps 2. Flaps 2, and gear is coming down. The deployment of the gear was a little too abrupt, I think. Right, speed check, flaps 3.
2,500.
And speed check, flaps full. How about that, guys? Yeah, those curvatures are definitely not accurate. That's not right. That needs a little bit of work there. All right, looking good. Runway in sight. A little bit of a crosswind. Right, let's arm the speed brake. RTO, speed brake is armed. Auto brake armed, RTO. That actually should be brake medium. I don't think it's got it. Normally, if you hit this, it should automatically set it to brake medium, but that's okay. All right, so here we are. We have the runway in sight. 1,000 feet. We'll disconnect the autopilot and we'll hand fly the aircraft. Cabin is ready. Right, 1,000 feet. Autopilot disengaged. Oops. What happened? Strange. I'm not sure what happened here. The game is paused and it doesn't look like it wants to start. What is going on? Press P on the keyboard. Let's try that. Nope, not working. All right, let's see if that fixes it. And remove that, and the game is paused. Why is the game paused? Very strange, isn't it? Oh, well. Bugged itself. Press P twice. Check the airplane options. Well, there isn't anything here that... I mean, that's a real bummer, guys. Yeah. Touchscreen. That I've done a flight this morning and it was fine. Yeah, auto pause is disarmed. Yeah, don't know what happened here. Huh. Very, very strange. It's just want to do it. You know, this is what really pisses me off. It's like the last few minutes of the flight and it just decides that it wants to pause and it doesn't want to work. So not really sure what to do here. Try Shift P. We can try that. Shift P doesn't work. Why is it paused? Strange. Well, guys, I really don't know what to say, but there is really nothing we can do. You have auto pause on, warning on. No, it was off. Auto pause is disarmed. Auto helper on, off. Yeah, it's disarmed. So I really am not sure what to do. Why is it paused? All right, let me try one thing. Let me try to unscale. Does that have to do anything with it? Absolutely not. Check Discord. At the right side of the structural limits. There is nothing here. No, there's nothing there. Drill pilots disarmed. Manipulate drill lines. Second column, third row. Do you press save current on the auto pose? No, I did not. No, the replay is off. So if you click here, we can bring the, so that's the replay, right? And we can say replay. If you click here, it disables the replay mode, but then it's paused here. So it's a bug on the aircraft, I guess. Auto pause on warning is not there, no. Auto pause is on. Where is it? It's not. This is auto pause. It's disarmed, guys. It's disarmed. Auto pause is disarmed. Second column, third row. Disable it. Second column, third row. This one. All right, off. Okay. Nope, that doesn't work. Doesn't do anything. So we are stuck here, and there's nothing I can do. Save current. All right, where is save? All right, save current. Okay. And then what else? All right, so we've saved it. So what do we do now? Nope, nothing. Doesn't unpause. Yeah. So nothing seems to be working here. And unfortunately, I think this is going to be the end of our stream today. Flight. We are not in the replay mode. So that's toggle. And that's remove. There's nothing there. Shortcuts. There's nothing there. So I am not sure what to do. Ah, there we go. All right. Finally. All right. I'm glad that we did not end the stream. So we get to continue. All right, and it's my aircraft now. I love hand flying this A350. Much, much better than the any builds by a large margin.
500. 400. 300. 200. 100. 50. 40. 30. Retard. 10.
And reverse green. 80 knots. Ooh, finally. I'm so glad that we were able to do it, because it would have been a real disappointment and had we not been able to complete the landing. So I'm very glad it did work. Thank you very much. Perfect combination. Glad you liked it. And we'll go to the next taxiway. All right, we can do the replay now. So let's take a look, and then we'll complete the taxi to the gate. Whew. So glad it worked out. All right, let's bring it back here and just enjoy the beautiful scenery here as we arrive into Schiphol. There we go. I'm going to turn on lossless scaling back on. All right, scale. All right. Lovely. Just lovely. Just look at that. Wow. How about that, guys? That was pretty cool, huh? Let's do it one more time. And one more time with the wing view. Right, there we go. Thank you very much, guys. I'm glad you've enjoyed the landing. All right. Well, it's pretty cool, wasn't it? All right, let's retract the flaps. And runway turn off, lights off. Strobes off. Actually, auto. Landing lights off. And nose light to taxi. That was pretty cool. APU master on, and we'll turn on the APU. And just a second here. There we go. So, what do you guys think of the Flight Factor A350? In all honesty, I think it's pretty good. Right, brakes are hot. Let's turn on the brake fans. I mean, considering it's an aircraft that's not being updated, or very few updates have made it for this aircraft, I think it still is. I think it stood the test of time. I think it's an aircraft that is definitely worth, you know, somewhere in the vicinity of $40–50. I don't think its current price is justifiable, though. So, you know, if you are going to go and purchase this aircraft, knowing, not because the aircraft isn't, you know, good enough, I think, but knowing that it's pretty much dated and no more updates will come to this aircraft, as a new version of the aircraft is currently being developed. So we can stop the clock here, by the way. And yeah, a nice short flight. I really have no idea where we're going, by the way, but I can see that the terminal maybe is on the other side there, so we'll just go there. But overall, very enjoyable flight. Yeah, when it's on if you can get this aircraft for $50, I think it's a really reasonable ask for the amount of systems, for what the aircraft delivers, and for the fact that we know that it's probably isn't going to get any updates. Overall, the flight model is a joy. This aircraft is a joy to fly. It doesn't feel like paper, like the Inibuilds, for example, which feels just completely like a paper aircraft. So this one really has a feel to it. You can feel those wings. It's very nimble, very, very fluid, and when the fly-by-wire implementation is done very, very well on this aircraft. So I cannot recommend this aircraft at its current price, but is this aircraft still enjoyable? Absolutely. It is still enjoyable. Is it worth the asking price? I think the asking price is just a bit too much for me to recommend it, because it's quite expensive. So yeah, I think if this aircraft can be reduced at $50 or so, just considering that no updates have been made to it in the longest time, then I think, yes, I can safely tell you that go ahead and grab this aircraft. $50 is definitely worth it. But I think today it's what, 85? But it's pretty expensive. But Q8, I have a question for you, because for me this plane have weird behavior on the flare. I just want to smash. I need... no, I've just landed the plane. I can't say that I felt that it wants to smash or anything like that. It was just fine. So yeah, it worked just fine for me. This is actually my second flight with the Flight Factor A350 today, and it worked out pretty well. Yeah. Even the behavior or the steering of the aircraft on the ground is far better than the Inibuilds in MSFS 2024. And maybe next time disable autopilot by pressing a button on the side. It doesn't work, unfortunately. This button here, it doesn't work. I've tried it, but it doesn't work. So that's why I chose to click the autopilot here. I maybe need to make a binding so that we can make sure that next time we can turn it off without too much incident. This is the first time this issue has happened to me, but yeah, since it happened, it probably won't be the last time. Again, this is the reason I wanted to complete the full taxi to the gate is to again show you Fly Tampa's rendition of Schiphol, which we are going to be taking a look at just briefly here after we bring the aircraft to a complete stop. And the APU is available now. And of course, the best person to tell us whether, you know, the airport is accurate or not is Alex, who lives in the Netherlands. So he'll be able to let us know how accurate or inaccurate the airport is. Is this A350 worth the money? I think I've just covered that plane trip. Can assign it in the settings. I see. I will definitely do that. All right. So we are here at the gate area, and there's a nice KLM flight there. Aeroplane making its way to depart as we come in to bring the aircraft to a complete stop here at Schiphol after a very pleasant flight, which I really enjoyed. And the thing that I enjoyed the most is your interaction, guys, with me here on stream. We are at spot Golf 9er. All right, let's just a tad more. All right, stop. And parking brake is set. And we'll turn on the APU bleed and kill engine number 1, kill engine number 2, and we can now turn off the taxi lights. All right, and let's see here. 2:20:19. All right, and beacon lights off. Fasten seatbelt signs and non-smoking signs off. And there you have it, ladies and gents. The Flight Factor A350. Really, considering how old this aircraft is, I still think this is a fine add-on for XP12. An add-on that has stood the test of time. And do I recommend it? Not at its current price, guys, because this aircraft basically is not being updated anymore. And here's a look at Schiphol Airport in the Netherlands by Fly Tampa. Again, this is something that I wouldn't be able to comment on its accuracy, but it's a very nice looking airport. There are definitely lots and lots of details, but perhaps Alex can let us know how well modeled this airport is for XP12 by Fly Tampa. Well, folks, this is going to bring us here to the conclusion of our live stream this evening. I want to thank you very much for being with me this evening. I hope that if you enjoyed the stream as much as I enjoyed it for you, as I enjoyed streaming it for you. And until next time, please take care of yourselves and each other. And I will see you all very soon. Good evening.